Hi everyone. So in this video, I would like to talk about few things. First thing first, how to download R Studio, and this is the window of the R Studio. What is it's there in the R Studio? What each and different panel means, and we'll look after some of the basics commands in the R. So let's get started. First thing first is the installation of R in R Studio. So to download R, go to the R project website. This is the link. You can choose a download mirror, that is the server to download the software. And I recommend choosing a mirror close to you. You can either choose to download R for either for Linux, Macintosh, or Windows by following the link. And the version of R you should download is the base binary. If I show you this is the link, and this is the link to download R for Windows. You just have to click, and it's a basic. You have to do a couple of next, and that should be enough to download the R. And next is to download the R Studio. It is like the one of the most used ID for R, and this is the link to download R Studio. You just go there and download R Studio. Again, the installation steps are very basic. You just click, and once that download is done, you open the R Studio like this. So a first look at the RStudio. When you launch the RStudio, you will see three or four panels. The first one is the environment panel. This one, where a list of data you have imported and created, it will be available here. The next panel is the file, plot, package, help, viewer, and presentation panel, where you will see all the files which you have loaded. You will be able to view graphs that you produce and can find help of the documentation for different part of R. The third is the console panel used for running the code. This here we will start with the first few examples. And the fourth one is the R script one, where we create a file and start coding in this panel. The script panel, it is used for writing codes, and I think this is where we will spend most of our time working. Next, I think let's start running off some of the R code. So this is the console panel, and to do a basic arithmetic summation, you can do like this: 2 multiply 8 like this, or so as you can see, we type the command, we put our operator and the numbers, and it will give the outcome if you just press enter. This what this one means, I think I will come to this. This is very important in few minutes. Next one is the uh, how to create a file. So creating a new file is again very easy. You go to files and uh, new file, and this is how you create, or you can just simply press Control Shift N. There's also it will create a new file. And running the scripts. So again, you will not be writing all the commands in the console panel. This will not make sense because our code consists of multiple lines. So there are different ways you can run your your code. So running the code, you can either select all this, press Control Enter. This will run each and every line, or you can press the source button. This will also run the code. So there are multiple ways to run the code in the R. Now, if you want to run everything, you can press Control Shift Enter. So that will bring all the code what is available in your file to the console panel. Again, I'm not going to do that right now because I have multiple codes here. Now, how to save the file? Again, to save the file, you can just, as other application software, Control S is the one, or you can go to the file and save or save as. Or if you want to rename again, you can do that. Now moving to the next is the variable and function. Again, very basic and important part of the any programming language. So what is variable? Variable is something which we name and assign some value to it. For example, in this one, I'm assigning 4 to x. And if I run this, I will press Control Enter, and you will see the x the 4 is assigned to the x, and the value is available in this environmental panel. Now, is from moving forward, the x contain value 4, and I can use that x to do other operation, like if I were to x plus 1 means it will produce 5, x plus x it will produce 8, but x plus x it's going to produce an error because it's an error of the due to the case sensitivity. So R is the case sensitive language, means small x and capital X means different thing, and uh, uh, because they are different, we cannot do the addition. So capital X is does not exist right now, so we cannot add something which does not exist. Again, we can do multiple computation to assign a value. So this will give the 10. Right now the value has changed to 10. Earlier it was 4. And if I run this line 61, it gave me the false. Why is that? So there can be a space between between the values which I'm assigning, but there should not be a case space between this less than and the hyphen symbol. What is happening right now? It is evaluating whether x is something x, which is value is 10. Is it less than with the uh, less than with this computation of 1 plus 3, that is 10, and sorry, it's come as the 8, so it's a false, right? Because x is 10. Now the next one is the right assignment. The main convention, we always use x, the variable on the left hand side, plus the values which is there on the right hand side which we want to assign. It can be a function, any other different object, but this is also valid to 2 plus 2. If I want to assign to y, as you can see it is 4 here. So next thing I want to touch on the variable name. So we are using x, y as the variable name, but in the long term, when you are using coding something, some software, some application in production, uh, it is not a good idea to use a single character as your variable name. It's always should be very informative. Your code should reflect what this particular variable means. So these are some of the naming conventions. Small snake case, that is we use underscore between each and every uh, name. Like in this case, it can be income, household income, like that. Next one is the camel case. Camel case is something we start with the capital or small case, and then the next variable will always the capital. And the next one is the period, which I think it is mainly used in the R, where we put a dot or the full stop between two variables. And next one is the concatenated word case. As you can see, there is no space between the variables. And the screaming snake case is all caps, but again with the underscore between the variables name. Next is the comments. I think this is very important to do. To comment anything, you can use Control Shift C. Again, to uncomment, and to comment again, you can use the Control Shift C. So this is the variables. Next, in our list is called vectors, and that's why we can use equals to, but this is the old or the main convention used in R, to use less than and dash symbol as the as the assignment operator, because in R everything is kind of a vector. So what I'm doing here, it is one variable age, and these are the age of different person. I'm combining it using with C. C stand for to combine this and made a one vector. As I ran this, there are different vectors which start from 28 to this 31. Again, the vector this is a list. As you might be aware of, in Python there is a list. And if you want to do operation, like I want to multiply age to give this value in the month, I can do that, and it will reflect. It will give me the output by multiplying 12 with each and every element of this vector. Again, second one is the next variable, the purchase. So it again produces the purchase values here. And if I run this or call this variable, it will show me all the elements of this particular variable. Next one is the data frame. So data frame is if you have done some coding in R, you will see there is in the pandas there is a data frame. Again, data frame, it will produce the spreadsheet like view. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a data frame using these two variables, age and purchase, and the data frame, I'm storing the values into bookstore. So as you can see, there is a new uh, variable or data frame available in a global environment. And if I double click on this, we can see the age and how much money they are spending on this bookstore. Now coming to the question why this one is coming everywhere, right? So there is a reason for this. One actually means the position of your element in the vector. And right now, if I run this distance and call this distance, you will see the based on the space or the windows of this console, it will show, okay, first one is 687 and 23 element is this one. If I reduce this and again I run this, you will see now it shows, okay, first one is this and 29th one is this 558, but 15 is 2730 is the value. So that's why it just shows the indices of the element, and it is very helpful. We'll see in the coming examples in the videos. Again, everything in the R is a vector. If I just updated the value of x and is now 4. So again, as you can see, the first it it shows as a vector, then it has one element which is the 4. Next one is the functions. Function is a big topic, and function is something it's a like multiple line of code which is combined and serve some purpose. So we give some input that mostly some variables, and that variables goes into the function. It will run against each and every line of code some condition, it checks some condition and throws one output. So that is what's actually the function do. So we have a one variable age, and it's a list uh, age of multiple people. And if you want to see the mean, so this is an inbuilt function, so it will show the mean of this age vector is 45. So there can be a different function, like it's not always take one input. It can take multiple inputs like age and purchase. So COR is the just finding the correlation between these two variables. So if I run this, we can see it's 0.58. It's significant. Means there are some correlation between the age of a person and how much they spent on in the library. Again, based on these two nine nine values into different list and one data frame one data frame. Next one is so by default if I by default it uses some different method to find the correlation. So we can use different, we can change the method, like in this one I'm using spaceman, and as you can see now the correlation has been reduced from 0.58 to 0.34. So the by default variable, by default method which is being used, it uses different one. If you want to see what is that, so we can see that. So first one by default it use Pearson, and what we made Pearson is actually it takes the outlier values, and we have one outlier value of so if I run this age and purchase, so I think this 80 and 160 is the outlier value in this one. As you can see, others are almost in 2 digit. But the Spearsman, it's very it does take care of the outliers and does not include much in the calculation. So that's why the correlation values is less. So how to get the how to know what this score means or what this function do? So we can use question mark, and the function name, it will show up uh, the details in the in this right hand side panel. And as you can see, the detail is very descriptive, right? It follows different parameter like the description. It's a shorthand something quite description of what the function does. Next one is the usage. It's an abstract example of how the function is used in R. The next one is the arguments, a list and the description of the input argument for the function. Next one is the details, further detail about how the function works. And the next one is the values, information about the output from the function. Note, again, additional comment from the function's author. References, references to paper or the books related to the function. And C also is a list of related functions. Examples for practical and sometimes less practical examples of how to use the functions. So it's a very detailed one. Next one is I have the mathematical operations. Again, we can do the basic arithmetic operation plus minus, and there are list of this is not exhaustive list, but list of many arithmetic operation which we can do. This one is define the absolute values, the square root of 3, logarithmic value of 2, 2 raise the power of 3, it will give 8, exponential value of 2, uh, sine value of 2, summation of these three values 2, 4, 6, 2, like 24. This will PROD will give the product of these two values. Pi is constant, and this will give the modulus of 10 modulus 3, that will be remainder, it should come 1, and factorial of 5, 120. It is again the very it is the chooses the one of the mathematical operation beta, and if that is correct I will show you the yeah some special mathematical function related to the beta and gamma function. So it will give 180 something, yeah, 1820 square root of minus 1. So this is interesting because it is produce NAS, means not a different value. 1 divided by 0. So again, this is infinity, and 0 divided by 0 is again NaN, not a number. So these are some of the basic mathematical operation which are available in our. This is the basic. We are not using any packages. I will tell about more on the packages in the next video. So how to remove everything? So to remove everything from the console, you can press Ctrl L. So it will remove everything. And to remove everything from the environment, you just run this. RM is again function remove. It will fetch uh, all the your variables data in the global environment and remove those. So environment is empty now. So for now, this is the basic things in the R. There will be more in coming videos. Yep.